Morning student, today we are going to start our lesson of 5 religious trends in ancient India. Now in this lesson we want to study about the different religions: Jainism, Buddhism, Judaism, Christianity, Islam and Zoroastrianism. Now dear student, towards the end of the Vedic period, the minute detail of yajna heritage acquired under undue importance. Only the priestly class had knowledge of this detail. Others no longer had the freedom to gain the knowledge. The Varna system restrictions became very hard in the course of time. A person's special position was decided by the Varna into which he has born rather than by his achievements. That is why from the Upanishads period we see the attempt were made to give a wider scope to religious thoughts and not restrictly it only to yajna. However, the thoughts in Upanishads focus on the existence and nature of the soul. It was difficult for ordinary people to understand it. This gave rise to different sects that emphasize the worship of particular deities. For example, the Shiva sect of Shiva and worshippers and the Vaishnava sect, they of the worshipper of the Vishnu. Different Puranas were written with different to these deities. Certain trends around the 6th century BC made attempt to express religious thoughts in such a way that the common man would understand it easily. Many people realized that every person is free to find ways of his own upliftment. This led to the establishment of new religions. These religions especially stated that discrimination on the basis of caste has no place in any individual upliftment. The work of Vardhaman Mahavir and Gautam Buddha is of the special importance among the that new thoughts. Now first religion is Jainism. Now see, Jainism is one of the ancient religion in India. The religion given importance of the principle of non-violence. According to the Jain religion, a person who reveals religious knowledge is known as the Tirthankar. There have been 24 Tirthankar in all. Vardhaman Mahavir is the 24th Tirthankar in the Jain religion tradition. Now Vardhaman Mahavir. There was a Mahajanpada known as the Virji in what is known as the state of Bihar today. Its capital was Vaishali. Vardhaman Mahavir was born in Kundargram, a part of Vaishali. His father's name was Siddharth and mother's name was Trishala. Vardhaman Mahavir left his name home and all comfort for the attainment of knowledge. He attained enlightenment after 12.5 years of religious tapa. This knowledge was pure or Keval, therefore he is also known as Kevali. He was called Jina or conquered because the joy derived from physical comfort and his discomfort felt due to the undesired things had no impact whatever on him. The term Jain derived from the word Jina. Vardhaman Mahavir is said be Mahavir because he had the resilience, the courage of conquer all patience. After the attainment of knowledge, he paused for about 30 years to explain the essence of religion to people, to make it easy for people to understand it. He spoke to them in Ardha Magadhi, a people language. The religion that is expounded laid stress on good conduct. This essence of his teaching for good conduct is contained in the 5 great vows, Panch Mahavartas, and three jewels, it is a Triratna. The assembly held by the Tirthankar to pose to people who known as a Samavasaran in Ardha Magadhi. Samavasaran was based on equality. People of all Varnas had entry to it. Now, which are the Panch Mahavartas? The first one is Ahimsa. It means non-violence. No living being should be hurt, injured or harm thoughts on one's behavior. Second one is Satya, means truth. Every speech and action should be truth. Third one is Asteya, non-stealing. Asteya means theft. Taking what belongs to others without their consent is theft or stealing. Asteya means not stealing anything. Fourth one is Aparigraha, means non-attachment. Men tend or accumulate property due to the greed. Aparigraha means not hoarding or accumulating anything in this way. And fifth one is brahmacharya, is chastity. It means having bodily pleasure and following the vows. Now, which are the three ratna? The three jewels are three principles. Samyak darshan means right faith, Samyak jnana means right knowledge, and the Samyak charitra right conduct. Samyak means balance. Now we'll study in detail. First one, Samyak darshan means to understand the truth in the speaking of Tirthankar and have to faith in it. Next, second one is Samyak Jnana, means studying the preaching and philosophy of the Tirthankar regularly and learning its deep meaning. And third one is Samyak Charitra, strictly following these five great vows, essence of his teaching. Among the teaching of Mahavir, he is considered to be a very important in the quest for truth. It means pluralism or multiply viewpoints in our quest or for truth. If we focus on only one or two aspects for viewpoints and draw a conclusion, the whole truth is not known. Therefore, it is necessary to pay attention to all aspects of an issue. If people follow this, they develop tolerances towards the opinion of other people in society and give up the attitude of stubborn adherence to their own opinions. Vardhaman Mahavir taught the people that the greatness of man does not depend on his varna but on his excellent conduct. In the Vedic tradition, the door of knowledge had slowly been closed to women, but Vardhaman Mahavir gave the right of sannyas. He right to renounce the world to men too. His teaching was love all living things, have mercy and compassion, and live and let live. Now next religion is Buddhism. Buddhism spread in India and in many countries outside India. Gautama Buddha was the founder of Buddhism. Gautam Buddha was born at Lumbini in Nepal. His father's name was Sudhodana and mother's name was Maya Devi. His birth name was Siddharth. He had attained knowledge of human life entirely. That is why he came to known as the Buddha. He wanted to know why there is sorrow and suffering in human life. He left his home and all comfort in pursuit of the answer of this question. On Vaishak Purnima, he was sitting in deep meditation under a pimple tree at Urula near the city of Gaya in Bihar. That is when he attained Bodhi, enlightenment of the highest knowledge. The tree is known as the Bodhi tree and the place Urula is known as Bodh Gaya. He delivered the first sermon to Sarnath near Varanasi. His teaching in the first sermon are termed Dhamma. He set in motion the wheel of Dhamma in this sermon. Therefore, this event is called Dhamma Chakra Pravartan in Pali and Dhamma Chakra Pravartan in Sanskrit. Later, he traveled on foot for nearly 45 years to preach Dhamma. He preaches in the people language. Pali in Buddhism, a concept of taking refuge in Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha in important. It is known as Trishan. The essence of the Dhamma he expounded is follows. Each Arya Satyas. There are four truths of the root of all human affairs. They are called noble truth or Arya Satya. This Arya Satya, first one is Dukkha, means suffering. There is suffering in human life. Next one, the cause of dukkha. There is a cause of suffering. Then dukkha nivaran. It is possible to end suffering. And paripad. Paripad means the way, this way. This way led to the end of suffering. This is the way of good conduct. It is known as the Astir or eightfold path. Then Panchashil. Gautam Buddha asked the people to follow 5 rules. The rules are called Panchashil. First, stay away from killing animals, stay away from stealing, stay away from unethical conduct, stay away from telling lies, and stay away from intoxicants. Buddha Sangha. He created a Sangha of Bhikkhu to purge his religion. Followers who gave up their domestic life and entered the Sangha were called Bhikkhus. They too travel on foot like the Buddha to purge Dhamma to the people. There was a separate Sangha of women. They are called Bhikkhunis. People of all varnas and caste could embrace Buddhism. Essence of his teaching. Now see, Gautam Buddha announced the freedom of human intelligence. He refused the discrimination based on like varnas. No one is greater or smaller by birth, greatness depth of one's behavior or conduct. One of his famous quote is that even the little equal can strip freely in her nest. This shows his thinking on the values of freedom and equality. He posed that like men, women and too had the right to their own upliftment. He opposed the ritual of yajna. His teaching of wisdom, moral virtues and other values are aimed at the welfare of man. Compassion for all living beings was an extraordinary feature of personality. The tolerance perch of Gautam Buddha is a guidance people not only for the Indian society but all over mankind even today. Lokayat, the nascent trend of thoughts known as Lokayata Charvak is also important. It emphasized independent thoughts and rejected the authority of the Vedas. In the nascent period, new religious trends and thoughts went on embracing the India. Later on, religions like Judaism, Christianity, Islam and Zoroastrianism also took root in the Indian society. So remaining parts we will see in next.